Addis Ababa is changing fast. New roads, modern buildings, cleaner streets, and major redevelopment projects. But here is the real question. Is life actually getting better for the average person? Hi guys, my name is Anabo. I'm a content creator from Kampala, Uganda. In case you're new here, you are most welcome. If you're my returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. Today is another beautiful day, and today we are having a sit down, and I'm going to be talking about this topic, which goes, Addis Ababa is changing fast, but is it better? The first point goes, new skyline and development. Now in Addis Ababa, actually you'll find modern buildings. I think the last time I went there, then I went on the side of CMC, I went on the side of Kazanchis. I saw modern buildings there. Even in the city itself, actually they also have got skyscrapers. Guys, I'm telling you, Addis Ababa is extremely beautiful, with a beautiful skyline. It's so developed. There are also road upgrades. There is beautification projects. We've also got parks that are extremely beautiful, and there are also new apartments, stroke condominiums. Addis looking more global and modern. It's actually looking more global and modern. But the question is life actually getting better for the average people? This is what we are going to be knowing in this video, because it's extremely getting so developed. And for those ones who have gone there, I think you guys can testify. You know, they have also got some beautiful hotels. There are malls, cafes, and business centers. Let me talk about another point, which goes transport improvement. I love the fact that Addis Ababa has got what we call the light rail train. Actually, when it comes to the transport, they really planned it so well. It's extremely planned so well, you know. The fact that they have got the light rail train that can just cost you 20 bill wherever you're headed to. When I was in Addis Ababa, actually I used the light rail train like a lot of times. It's really convenient, and I love the fact that it can take you on every part that you want to go to, but within, you know, within Addis Ababa. It's extremely beautiful. There is also road expansion projects coming up. There is better connectivity in some areas. So got the tax stroke ride apps, which are changing transport. There is also traffic. Actually, when you visit Addis Ababa, you will find rides, of which I'm going to be talking about. There are a lot of or you can call them taxis, but if you want to travel safe, if you want to travel within the city center, which is Addis Ababa, you can also opt for these apps. There is the one called the Ride, which is one of the most well-known local ride hailing apps in Ethiopia. I myself have also used rides like a lot of times. I even had to download an app called Ride. Similar idea to Uber. You book a car through the app. Then commonly they are used in Addis Ababa, those rides. Then they are convenient for visitors who may not want to negotiate taxi fares, because with those ones you don't negotiate. Often used for airport pickups, city trips, and business travel. Also another app called Ferris, which is popular for local taxi hailing platform. It is used by many residents. It competes with the Ride, convenient app-based booking, then often discussed as an affordable option depending on distance. Another app which is called the traditional taxis. These ones, they are street taxis which are really common. There are mini buses, which are still a major way people move around, of which I also used them. I think around Meginenya, there are those mini buses. They're extremely cheap. I think around 15 bir. Then they will take you around the city. Addis Ababa's transport scene is changing. Technology is making it easier to move around, but affordability and traffic are still a big question. Let me also talk about another point, which goes the cost of living rising. Before major redevelopments, or before the developments going on in Addis Ababa, you used to get like a one-bedroom apartment on a budget in local areas at around 3,000 to 8,000 Ethiopian bill. Then mid-range neighborhoods, you would find an apartment around 8,000 to 20,000 Ethiopian bill. Then the furnished or expert market, you would find it at 20,000 plus Ethiopian bill. That is a one bedroom. Then the two bedroom on a budget in local areas, you can find it at 6,000 to 15,000 26,000 Ethiopian bill. That is before the major redevelopment. But right now, actually, you can find even a one bedroom in a local area at around 8,000 to 25,000 Ethiopian bill because of the redevelopments going on. More recently, I feel like the rent prices have really shot. They have really increased because of the developments going on. If you were to find an apartment that is one bedroom in a mid-range, is around 20,000 to 60,000 plus Ethiopian bill right now as I speak, the current market. So I feel like the rent prices have really changed. I think the major reason why the rents have gone up is because there is inflation and rising construction costs. There is also population growth in Addis Ababa. There is demand from business travelers, NGOs, diplomats and experts. There are new developments pushing prices upwards in some neighborhoods, limited supply of quality apartments in prime areas. I'm going to talk about the neighborhoods that I feel like the prices have really gone high. Neighborhoods like Bole, places like Kazanchis, there's an old airport, CMC, parts of Sabet, and I went to all these places and I really saw it with my eyes because I saw the apartments there. They're extremely beautiful. Like, if you're to rent an apartment now in areas like Kazanchis, Old Airport, CMC, Sabet, those areas are extremely expensive now. But those days, you would get an apartment at a cheaper price. But because of the developments going on, the prices have also gone high. Yeah. So Addis Ababa looks more modern today, but many residents are asking, can ordinary people still afford to live here? Food prices have also actually shot high. They have really increased because of the development going on. Addis is so developed these days compared to those days. If you see Addis Ababa before and now, you can tell that really there is a big change. There are also utility costs. There is pressure on middle class families. Yeah. So can young people afford the city life? Maybe you guys can drop a comment and let me know. There is modern city but becoming expensive for the ordinary residents. Let me talk about the jobs and business opportunities. There are more businesses opening, entrepreneurship opportunities, there is tourism growth, there are hotels, restaurant sector growing, youth employment challenge still there. Let me talk about another point, which is the housing and urban relocation. There is redevelopment, changing neighborhoods. Some people relocated or were displaced. I think I also talked to one of the Ethiopian people, and the guy was telling me it is actually very true that some people were really displaced. Even when you go, you find like there's some construction going on, like in some areas, because they chased away people from there, or you can say they displaced them, and people went to different areas. And then because now they're trying to make sure the city is extremely beautiful and very developed. Yeah, so that's it. So there's a condominium living increasing. I've been to a place, I'm kind of forgetting that place. I think it's around at the old airport. A lot of condominiums actually. I even did a video about that place. Condominiums are not that expensive, but you find now they're extremely expensive. There is housing demand, which is still high. So guys, let me also talk about the culture, modern versus traditional. There is a Western influence now, nightlife, cafe culture growing. There is a coffee culture, churches, markets remain central. I think one thing that I realized when I was in Addis Ababa, I saw that Ethiopians are so cultural and they are so traditional. So I feel like however much there is that side of redevelopment, or there is that side of more buildings coming up, a lot of skyscrapers coming up, a lot of beautiful parks coming up, people still maintain the tradition, the culture. Talk of the coffee culture, talk of the food culture, the markets are still the same. I went to a place, I think it's called Shiro, whereby you find a Habesha Kemis, but you can find, you can see that the culture is still there. Even as you go to the side of Entoto, you see a lot of sculptures there showing the coffee, showing, it's just beautiful to see that however much the city is developing, but they don't forget the fact that tradition is also there. There is Western influence, the fact that now people are trying to come to Addis Ababa. You find like a lot of wazungus, like people just want to come and explore Addis Ababa, but still the tradition is still there. So I feel like now Addis is becoming more international, but still people maintain the culture. So let me talk about the challenges that are still there. The number one is traffic congestion. There is also inflation. There is unemployment. I think I saw it like a lot of times. There is a housing pressure right now. There is urban poverty, and then there is infrastructure strain. So Addis Ababa is actually developing, according to my opinion. But the question is it still faring the local people or the people that cannot afford that kind of lifestyle? Because even there's a time I was having a conversation with one of the taxi drivers, and the guy was telling me now people are leaving the city, especially the local people, because the city is actually getting more expensive. Some people cannot afford that lifestyle. In my own opinion, I want to end by saying Addis Ababa is clearly transforming, but whether it's becoming better depends on who you ask: investors, tourists, or everyday residents. I want to close by asking this question to you, my viewers. Do you think Addis Ababa is improving or becoming too expensive and difficult to live in? You guys can drop a comment and let me know in the comment section. But this is what I had to talk about this topic. If I've left out anything, you guys can drop a comment and let me know in the comment section. But I think that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I love you all. Love is for free. Share the love. Bye bye.